Hello, welcome to your Sweet Diabetes channel. Today we will talk about what you did not know about vitamin D and her benefits for diabetes. Vitamin D, known as the sun's vitamin, is very important for the health of bones, but also for muscles, nerves and the immune system. Studies indicate that, in addition, it could become a treatment option for diabetes. Vitamin D is related to the release of insulin and resistance to this hormone. Therefore, it could influence the development of diabetes and glycemic control. In people with type 2 diabetes, the administration of high doses of vitamin D can induce a positive effect on glycemic control. There is also a possible relationship between vitamin D deficiency and an increased risk of type 1 diabetes mellitus. People who consume vitamin D in a very small amount can have weak, thin and fragile bones. Vitamin D is important for the body in many other ways. Muscles require this vitamin for movement. The nerves need it to transmit messages between the brain and every part of the body. The immune system uses it to fight against viruses and bacteria. Along with calcium, vitamin D helps protect older adults against osteoporosis. Vitamin D, according to age and other factors. Vitamin D levels vary depending on age, gender and other factors such as sun exposure, season, geographic latitude, pollution, etc. Desirable levels of vitamin D are above 20 nanograms per milliliter, and the optimal range is between 30 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. Our body acquires vitamin D mainly through two processes. The first is through our skin and is due to sun exposure, specifically to ultraviolet rays. The second process is food, because we consume different foods that contain small amounts of vitamin D. These are animal products, especially fatty fish, herring, salmon, tuna, fish liver oil, eggs, whole milk and dairy products. Except for exceptional cases such as babies, the elderly, people with dark skin, those suffering from obesity or certain disorders, most of the population can get the vitamin D they need with a balanced diet and some sun exposure. Type 2 diabetes and vitamin D. Vitamin D plays an important role in the metabolism of glucose because it regulates the secretion and sensitivity of insulin. In the kidney is located the enzyme 24-hydroxylase, which is where vitamin D is catabolized. On the other hand, the B cells express the enzyme hydroxylase, RVD, and calcium-binding proteins dependent on vitamin D in the pancreatic tissue. This allows the participation of vitamin D with the secretion of insulin. When there is a deficiency of vitamin D, glucose is impaired by the alteration of insulin, since the secretion of insulin depends on calcium. 25-hydroxyvitamin D3, 25-O-D3, is a hydroxylase that with human premenocytes increases 1 to 3 times the reception of insulin, which is given by the action of vitamin D at adequate levels. It was tested in non-diabetic patients, in patients with vitamin D deficiency and in patients with initial diabetes, that the VD supplements release insulin in a better way. Insulin sensitivity with the participation of vitamin D occurs in two ways: by calcium metabolism and by regulating the insulin receptor gene.